Hey, what's up everyone? It's Emily. I am going to attempt to vlog. I want to do a weekly vlog where I just talk about what I'm reading, what I'm doing, my life. I don't know what this pillow is doing here. Don't worry about it. So I'm gonna start doing that, and if I can do it weekly, great. We all know I love to be ambitious and then never am able to follow through with anything ever. But today is Monday, and I had Flemish slash Dutch classes this morning, and now I am home. I worked a bit on the computer, getting some stuff done that I needed to online, sending out lots of emails, that kind of like boring stuff. And now I'm finally sitting down to read. I might make a coffee soon and settle in. I'll probably take a nap at some point. I'm feeling a bit exhausted. Um, the heat is really getting to me. I'm not used to this kind of thick heat this frequently, and my body like doesn't know what to do with it, and I get like headaches and migraines. And so then I end up having to sleep for a while to like avoid that, which is, that's great. Right now, I'm reading a couple different books. I feel like I'm always reading multiple things. So I have a book that I travel with that I keep in my purse. And then if I'm out and about, that's the book that I read. And that book right now is Firestarter by Stephen King. I decided to give Stephen King another chance, which I don't know yet if that was a mistake or not. I've heard Firestarter is good from a very reliable source. It's not Hugo. But if you don't know, my husband has a huge Stephen King collection. Like any Stephen King book I could want to read, we probably own. So I wanted to read Firestarter, so I took that one. And I'm interested in that one because I like that it's a young girl, and it just sounded interesting to me. It sounded like a better version of Carrie almost, with like more government things involved, I guess. And yeah, so I'm trying Stephen King again. I'm about 80 pages into Firestarter, and it's good so far. Other than there have been three moments. There have been three moments where I have had to like take off my glasses and like rub my eyes and like question my life decisions. But I feel like that's what it is with like all of his books. And I have talked with Hugo about this, and I'm very interested to read one of his newer books and to see if he has changed in terms of like the terminology that he uses or the way that he uses women in his plots. I'm very curious to see if there has been some sort of, because everyone's always like, oh, it was the times, that's just how people spoke back then. Oh, that wasn't like seen as a bad word or whatever the excuse is. So I'm curious to read. We're borrowing Fairy Tale from our friend, and I think after this one, because outside of these like random sentences that I'm like, this is so out of nowhere, like what is this? Other than these couple of sentences, the book is great. Like the story is great, and like thank God he's not like being weird about the little girl, the main character, Charlie. Because of all the people I was worried about her, and if he was like gonna be weird about her, I don't think I would like continue reading the book. So far, like it's very interesting. This guy and his wife, his name is Andy, the wife's name is Vicky. They in college were a part of an experiment where they injected them with something called, I think it's like Solution 6 or Formula 6 or something. And they were kind of told that it was like LSD. And this was back in like the 60s or 70s. And they were just like, yeah, we're going to get like $200 to do this like project. And they needed the money. So they both did it, and they saw some like really messed up stuff. But they were told that it was just like hallucinations from the drugs. And then they didn't really think anything of it. And then like years go by, they have this daughter, and she can set things on fire with her mind. But then you also find out that the guy, the dad, and the mom can also do like weird things ever since taking part of this experiment. And so you find out that it's like kind of government operated, and there's like a lot more to it than what we were told. And so it starts off with him, Andy, being on the run with his daughter, Charlie, from the government, whom I assume is the government. I'm like 99% sure. So it's actually quite interesting and thrilling, and like I am curious to see where the story goes. But like with Stephen King, every single time I try to like read one of his books, he just has like a couple sentences that are just so unhinged and unnecessary. And it's just always like, is it just that he doesn't have an editor reading it anymore? Like, what is happening? But I don't know. I am still enjoying it though, like the story overall. And and it's been a very interesting read. So that's the book that I like leave the house with. I read that one like when I'm at a coffee shop or during like the break during class. So that's that one. And then I'm also planning on reading The Dragon Republic with Anya because we buddy read The Poppy War together and we loved it. Both of us loved it. Honestly, it's probably going to be one of the best books of the year for me. And so we both got the sequel. She got it for her birthday. And Hugo and I found The Dragon Republic. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to buddy read this with Anya again. So I'm hoping that we read that one really soon. Then today I picked up Bloodmarked, which is one that Hugo bought for me. It's the sequel to Legendborn. I read that one, oh gosh, 2021 already? Has it already been that long? 2022? I don't remember when I read it. Last year, maybe? Yeah, I can't remember. And so this is the sequel to that one, and I am like really curious where this is going to go because the way that the first one left off was like, whoa, because I don't know, I don't want to say any spoilers. So I liked the ending of the first one, so I'm curious to see where this one goes, and I've watched a couple reviews on it, so I'm like keeping my expectations in check and trying not to like get too excited about the book or to like not be excited about the book. Apparently this one focuses a lot on the character Cell, and he was not my favorite character in the first book. Like I just didn't really care about him. So I'm curious to see if I grow to like him as a character or if I just don't like the book because it's going to focus on him and Bree a lot. I don't know. I have forgotten a lot of what people have said about this book because it's been so long since I watched a lot of the reviews, and I'm not like super mad about that because I think it'll give me a better understanding to read the book and like form my own opinions on it now that I've like listened to some other people, but we'll see. I read the prologue or like the first little section, and we've already kind of started off in an interesting place. So I'm curious to see where this goes. So that's what I'm reading today. I'm probably going to get comfy and I might fall asleep because my head's been hurting, but that's what we've got going on. And I will come back to you with an update at some point. And if you're wondering where Suki is, I'll show you. Hi, Suki. I love you. Suki is like legitimately camera shy. Like anytime I pull the camera on her, she runs away, she stops doing what she's doing, and she just kind of like stares at it like, get that out of my face. Our apartment is a bit of a mess as usual, but I have to like show you because I'm making my coffee right now. I made the most amazing salted caramel coffee syrup ever. I've only been using homemade coffee syrups because they're really hard to get here actually. The only store that sold it for a while like is now out of business like everywhere. So I've been learning how to make my own coffee syrups and it was like life changing. This stuff is so good. I like just Googled the recipe for it and there it was, and it has upped my coffee game so much. I don't know how you're like supposed to make coffee because I don't know. I never do things correctly. I feel like ever. But we have like our little espresso here and my warm milk. You're supposed to steam it, but I'm too lazy to steam it and I don't want to clean the steamer. So I just, oh, you can't even see it. I just poured it in my mug. Oh my gosh, this is already a fail of a vlog. And then I take my coffee syrup, and then you don't even need much of it. I just do like a little boop, and then it's like, that's it. Then it's good. And the stuff is so amazing. I can't stop talking about it. And then I give it a little mixy mix. And then my coffee's ready. Filter coffee is a thing here, but it's not as popular, and I have to say I'm not even a big fan of filter coffee, so this was like 20 steps up from my coffee in the States. This is like the only way I can drink it now. I'm pretty sure I've been spoiled. I have my French press over here. It's like, I can't really grab it right now. I have my French press, which I do use every once in a while, but I just like the espresso a little bit more. Like the balance of the milk and the espresso more, I guess. I don't know. I was gonna do a whole part where I like showed you me like lighting a candle and stuff like that, but I honestly like cannot be bothered at the moment. Just so tired, and I told you I'm like not really feeling great, so I'm just gonna like enjoy my coffee and read my book and I'll get back to you at some point later, either today, most likely today, maybe tomorrow, who knows. The one thing consistent about me and my vlogs is that we are very inconsistent. Hey, what's up? So it's Wednesday, and I didn't film yesterday, and I'm so sorry. In my defense, I ended up not reading too much. So I'm about 70 to 80 pages into Bloodmarked, and I'm actually quite enjoying it in terms of like where the story is progressing. I feel like the stakes are definitely heightened from the first book, which is great because obviously you want things to like ramp up towards something. So I can definitely feel the stakes are still really high. There's like this like edgy thing happening with Cell. I feel like he's like an edgelord. And I get that like a lot of people are into that. They're into like the tall, dark-haired, moody guy. I get it. I just feel like that's where his personality kind of ends right now. And I really like Bree kind of facing adversity and like really stepping into her own. But I'm interested to see where this all goes, like with her magic and all of that. And then with Firestarter, I read a little bit because we went and got coffees yesterday, and kind of the same deal. I'm still pretty much enjoying it. I like that it kind of takes this idea of a child who has capabilities beyond what anyone could imagine and is like, okay, what is the doomsday scenario with this? And that's kind of where it goes. So like kind of runs with that. And I've been enjoying that actually. And I like that it's like with King, it's really all or nothing. The stakes are never really less than that. And that makes for really exciting storytelling. So that's really good. And then so today I have to go, I'm leaving for my Dutch class shortly. And then I actually have a callback for an acting gig today. So I will be doing that this afternoon and then hopefully coming home and reading. So we will see how all that goes. I'm not expecting anything crazy from it, but it should be a lot of fun. So it's my first callback since moving to Belgium, and I'm pretty pumped. So I'm excited. Suki, do you have anything you want to tell the people today? No? I think she's good. Good night. Morning time is her nap time, so I'm not surprised she's very tired today. Okay, so I'm back from my callback. I'm walking back. I'm actually meeting Hugo for some coffee and to read at our favorite place. And I'm just like really self-conscious vlogging in public, so I'm in the woods. It went well. I'm happy. I'll hear in a couple days whether I got it or not. And I'm not expecting to get it. But I had a great time and I loved meeting the people that I met. And yeah, I always have fun meeting other people in the business in the area, so that is good. I'm so insecure. The people are gonna see me talking to myself. I'm gonna go read Firestarter and see Hugo and have a coffee and relax. It's so hot today. Relax outside and hang out with Suki for the evening, and maybe read some more after I shower because I'm sweating so much. It's so hot outside. Oh my gosh, look at these flowers. They're so pretty. Okay, and that's all. I will talk to you guys soon. Hugo. Say hi.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Hey, it is Thursday. Sorry, yesterday kinda got cut off short because after Hugo and I were at the coffee shop where we go, we ended up going on a couple errands and like running into the city and doing random stuff that we needed to get done. So I ended up not filming most of it because as I said, I'm like very self-conscious filming in public and I don't want to be like the weirdo. And also I'm not really cool with filming strangers, even if it's in the background. So I try and like not get them in my videos if I can. And it was so busy in Antwerp that I like couldn't film and not get other people in the video. So I just decided it was better not to. We ended up like grabbing a bite to eat at this pizza place and I had this like, it was called Greek-ish chicken, but I don't know what about it was supposedly Greek other than the olive oil. So we got a bite to eat and we stopped by a bookstore and I got a new book called All's Well by the author of Bunny. I've been wanting to read Bunny, but I think my friend owns it, so I'm gonna borrow it from her instead of buy a copy for myself. But I'm gonna read this one first. It intrigued me because it's about a actor or an actress who has this like injury and she like can't act anymore, so then she starts working at this college and they want to do All's Well That Ends Well, which is the show that like ruined her career. But something about like the students want to be putting on like Macbeth, so I don't know if it's that the students are just like refusing to do All's Well That Ends Well and just start doing Macbeth, or if it's like alluding to the fact that the students are going to start like killing each other or something. I don't know. I'm very intrigued by it. I've heard mixed reviews on Bunny, but mostly that it's like very interesting and like kind of gruesome and a little bit dark, and I have a feeling that this one's going to be kind of similar, so I'm very, 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 very excited to read this book. Obviously I have other books to finish first, like Bloodmarked and Firestarter, and Anya got back to me and we are for sure going to read the Dragon Republic next. I thought about putting Bloodmarked down and just going to Dragon Republic so that we could buddy read that right away together, but then I was like, ooh, that's probably not a good idea. Like I should just finish this book. I already started it and I'm still enjoying it. I read Firestarter a bit this morning too, and I didn't like get much further, so I don't really have much to say about it yet. I'm sure I won't finish it by the end of this vlog, so I'll just have to like keep y'all updated because hopefully I do more of these vlogs. But I have some work to get done on the computer. I'm probably going to stop by the park and get some time outside because it's super nice out today. And just like sit and maybe read for a bit in the sun and just, you know, get those sun's rays. And I feel like I spend a lot of time inside because I'm in class in the morning, and then all my work I do inside. I don't get a ton of sun exposure if I don't like actively seek it out. So I should probably go do that today. And yeah, just hang out. It's a beautiful, beautiful day today. It's very warm. And I'll have to take Suki outside first, which is always, that's the hardest part about going. She doesn't like to come back inside. I feel horrible. She, for those of you who don't know, she has developed, or she has epilepsy. And one of her seizure triggers is going on like long walks. And so every time we would take her, even just around the block, she would come home and have 2 to 3 seizures. And we like called the vet and we're like, are we just not supposed to walk her anymore? And he is like, I mean, if that's what's causing it, yeah, probably not. And so this poor dog, I feel so bad for her. She doesn't get to spend as much time outside as we'd like because we don't have a yard right now. So when I take her outside, she likes to sit in the sun for a couple minutes. So we always end up, you know, her pee breaks end up being 15 minutes because she wants to sit in the sun. Not that I can blame her. She deserves everything and more. So yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll take Suki outside and go to the park, get some reading done, and then I probably have to work on my own writing for a bit. My next poetry collection, From Persephone with Love, is coming out this fall, and I'm in the phase now where I'm like finalizing the order and the everything. So I have a couple like new poems that I've been writing that I'm probably going to add to it, and then really just figuring out the order and how I want things in the book to be. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then once that's all formatted and good to go, then it's like ready and I can order my author proof, and then it's just waiting. Then it's just waiting for it to come out. So I'm super pumped. It's a lot of work though. I mean, I knew self-publishing was a lot of work. Self-publishing love letters from Hades was a lot of work. But I have to say, I was like so pumped about the first one. I was like, oh, I gotta get this done. I gotta learn everything. I was like so motivated constantly about it. And now with this one, it's like, I've been kind of dragging my feet on it because I'm like dreading the amount of work that it's gonna be. But I'm very, very excited for it. And yeah, I hope that I can like get some ARC readers again soon and all that fun stuff. Like then comes the fun part where it's like finished and I don't really have to do much anymore other than like talk about it if people want me to talk about it. So yeah, I'm also doing this thing called We Inc. I'm like an ambassador for them, and I'll be posting more about that soon. But if you like reading for free and you want to support indie authors and you want them to get paid for the books that you get to read for free, you should totally check that out. It comes out in like 2 days, so it'll be out by the time this vlog is up. And yeah, you'll be able to read books by indie authors completely for free, but they're still going to get paid because they make money off of ad revenue. And then you can also like, the currency on the app is called like a bean, and then you can like send beans to authors, and I think you can play games to like earn them. It's very interesting. Yeah, but then you get to read for free and support indie authors, and they still get paid for you reading their work. It's such a win-win situation. It's so much fun. Love Letters from Hades is going to be on there. So if you have been waiting to read my book, that is an option for you if you want to read it for free. And yeah, it's very interesting. I'm super pumped about it. And when I know more, I'll tell you guys more. But yeah, that's okay. This was like a very long update, but I'm going to go now and get some work done, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, so I'm back at the park, same as I was yesterday, except I'm on the other side of the park now. Still embarrassed to record in public, so I'm gonna find somewhere more quiet. Found a spot in the shade. Oh wow, you can't see me at all. I'm in the shade. I'm gonna read Firestarter for a bit. It is so nice out, and the park is like really quiet. So hopefully I can get some good reading in, and I'm just gonna chill. Okay, so I made it home. I put my comfy clothes back on. Yeah, I know it looks like I just like wear the same thing all day every day. I just really like this sweater, and when I'm chilly in the house, I wear the same thing a lot. That's just what I do. We don't judge. We don't judge on my channel, in my house. So, I'm back in my comfy clothes. I'm gonna read some more Legendborn. No, my gosh, I've literally done that like 100 times. I'm gonna read more Bloodmarked. And then, depending on how I'm feeling, I'm gonna play Harvest Moon. Because I'm a cozy gamer. I don't know. We'll just see. I'm feeling pretty tired. I feel like it's about that time in the afternoon where like I fall asleep. So I don't know how long I'll read for, but I'm gonna read a bit. Currently, I'm on page 184. That's crazy. That's about where I am in Firestarter. That's so weird. That is like the same. I am enjoying it. Oh, actually, I could tell you what's happening right now, but I'm not going to because it's a sequel. No spoilers for the people who haven't read this book or the first one. So, anyway, I'm going to do that, and I will catch up with you guys later, probably tomorrow. What's up? It's Thursday, or no, Friday. I had a big exam today, and it went okay. I didn't get 100%, but we don't strive for perfection. We strive for improvement, right? So, yeah, my test went pretty well, and now I'm home, and I had some lunch, and it's just another day here. I'm gonna read some more Legendborn. I read a lot of Firestarter today. I had a lot of time in class when I was like waiting for other people to finish their test. And I have to say, for a Stephen King novel, it's pretty good. Like, I'm still invested in it. I'm still interested in it. And I'm heading towards the 3/4 mark. So I have to say, I'm not unhappy with the book so far, except for, those couple of points towards the beginning. He has this way of like, the things that are happening are very horrific, and I don't think he necessarily does anything special in the way that he describes these events. I think it's just the way in which he presents them. All right, I moved over here because I was like standing in a weird place. I don't know what it is exactly, because I don't think it's like his prose is anything in particular like beyond what a lot of other authors do. It's just, I think, in the way that he's able to convey and like the grotesqueness of some of the things that happen. I don't know if that made any sense. No, I'm not like scared at all, but there's definitely some moments that I was like cringing in my seat because of the way that like, you know what it is? I think, he just goes there sometimes. He says the thing, he has the body in a certain way that's just so messed up that when you imagine it in your head, you're like, oh my god, is he allowed to write that? But yeah, I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised with how much I'm liking Firestarter right now. And same with Bloodmarked, actually. Like, I'm still very much enjoying where the story is going, and I can tell that we're like vamping up towards something. And yeah, so I can't really say too much. This vlog is probably very boring because it's just me saying the same thing over and over again. I'm probably gonna get a coffee. Like, I'm gonna make a coffee, and then I'm gonna read for a bit. I don't really have much else planned for today other than to read some more and work on my book a little bit, hopefully. And yeah, that's pretty much the plan. Study more for my other exam that's coming up. I have a new video out today, so hopefully that happens. I guess I'm gonna go read. I'll talk to you guys soon. So you'll never believe it, but I fell asleep. But that's okay. I think I needed it. My exam and everything was just absolutely exhausting. But I did end up reading like 2 chapters in Bloodmarked. And I will say, one thing, this isn't like a spoiler, one thing I'm like enjoying about this is that the first book took place almost exclusively, if I'm remembering right, on campus, like of this school. This one, we are getting deep into like the lore of like the secret society, and we're not just on campus anymore. Like, we're going very deep into everything else that's happening within this world, which I actually really, really appreciate. I didn't think that Tracy Deonn wouldn't do this, but I always appreciate the fact that, like, the violence against some of the women, particularly Bree's ancestors, isn't really watered down, and they don't try to, like, shove it off as nothing. Obviously, I didn't think she would do that, but I always like to acknowledge that because how, like, gruesome and violent the history of some of this is. And I feel like sometimes they use it as character development and I just mean, like, authors of, like, random books or people who talk about it just, like, in life. I feel like it's talked about as, like, a moment in time, as, like, character development, and then it's, like, tossed aside. And that's not really how it works. I'm, like, really fascinated by genetics and how genetics works and everything. And what's really interesting to me is how trauma is passed down through genetics. And that the trauma that even your grandmother possessed is in your DNA. Because when your grandmother was pregnant, this has turned into a whole science lesson, but when your grandmother was pregnant with your mother, the egg that would eventually become you was already within your mother. And they've done studies that show that the trauma from your mom and your grandmother are literally in your DNA. And so when we talk about stuff like this, like family trauma and these horrible things that have happened in history, we can't negate the fact of how it affects people of today. And I just think that it's important that we talk about it. And that's, like, one of the things that I love about books that talk about these things and that talk about them well, is that these aren't just, like, little quirky character traits or, like, fun history facts about, like, the family or anything like that. It's like it affects even the grandchildren. Yeah, and this stuff gets passed down. And I don't know why I turned this into a whole, like, scientific genetic lesson, but I was fascinated by learning about that. And I think that links to this book really well about how trauma is passed down and affects everyone in that family line. And that it's not something to just be swept under the rug and used to further a plot. And I thought that was well done. And I'm almost halfway. I'm, like, a little under half. I'll probably get to the halfway point tonight and then be done reading for today. I doubt I'm going to get through this book by the end of the week. I wasn't expecting myself to. It's, like, a fairly long book, and I've been pretty exhausted and, like, busy with school and everything. I have a pretty busy day tomorrow. It's kind of like my first day at my new job, but, like, not really, but, like, it is. Also dealing with a headache, because I always am. When the weather gets different and switches up and changes, my body's first reaction is to give me the worst headache / migraine ever. I think I'm going to film through the weekend and try and have this uploaded Monday or Tuesday. Maybe. We'll see. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Hey there, it's Saturday. It is hot outside, and I'm walking home. I haven't read yet today because it was hot all morning, and I was spending some time with Suki, just hanging out. I'm gonna walk home. If I don't fall asleep right away, I'm gonna read, so we'll see then. Okay, I am home. I am sweaty, like the sweatiest I've been probably since, I don't even know when, last summer maybe. So I got a shower probably because I am like, whoo, and then I just want to like relax and read. I guess we'll see what happens. Suki's here. She was being crazy outside. Yep, she was, but that's okay. Yeah, there were lots of people. Suki doesn't do well with lots of people, but there she is. Yeah, so I'm probably just gonna go shower and I'll meet you guys back here. I'm gonna read probably a bit more of Bloodmarked.
I didn't get to Firestarter today, but I wasn't necessarily expecting to. Came down here for the better lighting. I hope it's worth it. Sometimes if my camera lighting isn't super great, the quality goes down like a ton. So I'm hoping that it looks okay down here. I'm sacrificing my quads for this. It's just like so warm outside today, and like I'm so tired. So we really have to see how I'm feeling. But what a week it was. What a week. If you made it this far, thank you for like watching my videos at all.
Right, I am showered and I'm ready to read. I'm gonna get some reading done. And I'm gonna do it. And then we're heading towards the end of this vlog. I was just watching TikTok. I have this issue where like I want to read and then I'm on TikTok for 2 hours and I'm like, that's not great. I shouldn't be doing that. You know, I shouldn't be on TikTok for hours a day. I shouldn't be doing that ever. And I'm on chapter 26 right now. Things are definitely heating up. I'm excited to see where the rest of this goes. And then I'll probably have to like make another coffee or some dinner because I'm exhausted. But we'll see. Hey, y'all, so it's Monday. I ended up not being able to film much yesterday. It kind of, I wanted to, but it was about 90 degrees, and I honestly, like, left my phone inside, and then just was like, I'm not touching it anymore when we were out and about, and honestly, it was for the best, probably, and we went to the market, and it was super fun. Didn't get a lot of reading done, obviously, because we were outside a lot, but yeah, and then in the evening, Suki ended up having a bunch of seizures, like a cluster attack. I don't exactly know how to like phrase it. So last night was a bit rough, but it's Monday, it's a new week. So this is actually gonna probably be the end of the vlog so that I can start my next weekly vlog. I'm gonna try and do it weekly and keep it mostly to reading. As my life gets more and more hectic, we'll see how that continues or if that takes a different shape. I guess we'll have to just kind of figure that out together. But I've got lots of writing to get done, so maybe I'll focus more on writing this next week for the vlog. I guess we'll have to kind of see how it all works. I'm figuring out my process, so maybe I'll do a vlog figuring out my writing process. We'll see how that works out. I'm gonna leave this vlog here for now. I hope you enjoyed spending this week with me. I enjoyed sharing it with you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. It helps me out a ton, as always. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.